The term Middle East is generally recognized today to refer to a region that stretches from the Atlantic Ocean in the west to Afghanistan in the east, a distance of approximately 5,600 kilometers. It has a total population of around 300 million people and encompasses the countries of Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, Egypt, Israel, Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, Oman, Yemen, Iraq, Turkey, and Iran. The African countries of Mauritania and Sudan are also considered to be within the Middle East. The Middle East has been called the cradle of civilization. More than 8,000 years ago, people in this part of the world discovered the methods of agriculture that freed them from the need to wander about in search of food as hunters and gatherers. The development of settled communities and the earliest forms of government followed. Between 4000 and 3000 BC, city-states, most notably Sumer, began to emerge in the southern part of the fertile region between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Before the beginning of the Christian era, the Middle East has already seen the rise and eventually fall of numerous kingdoms and empires. Those of the Egyptians, Hittites, Babylonians, Assyrians, and Persian among them. The great contribution to civilization include codes of law, writing systems, mechanical inventions such as the wheel, and the development of sciences such as astronomy and mathematics. Judaism, the first great monotheistic religion, or the faith in but one God, evolved among the relatively small ground of people or group of people, the ancient Hebrews.
This is the introduction of Middle East. The Middle East is a geographical region that has been of great importance in history since ancient times. Strategically located, it is natural and bridge connecting the continents of Asia, Africa, and Europe. It was the site of some world's earliest civilizations and the birthplace of three great religions, such as Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. In recent times, its enormous deposits of oil have made the Middle East more important. Historically, the region includes the lands that were formerly part of the Ottoman or Turkish Empire plus Persia or the modern Iran, an ancient empire in its own right. Thus, the area occupied by the modern-day nations that emerged from the breakup of Ottoman Empire, together with the Iran, would come close to what generally mean by the Middle East. An earlier term, the nearest, was one time in common use. It is usually referred to lands in the Balkan Peninsula of southeastern Europe that were also once under Ottoman rule, in addition to territory now considered part of Middle East. The core of Middle East today consists of the numerous countries of Southeast Asia and the African nations of Egypt and Libya. Tunisia, Algeria, and Morocco are sometimes included in the region. Afghanistan and Sudan are occasionally included.
What is the Middle East known for? Economically, the Middle East is known for its vast oil reserves. It is also known as the home of three major world religions, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. Because of its economic, religious, and graphical location, the Middle East has been at the center of many world Asian political affairs. What exactly is the Middle East? The Middle East is a transcontinental region in Afro-Eurasia, which generally include Western Asia, all of Egypt mostly in North Africa, and Turkey partly in South Europe. The term Middle East has led to some confusion over its changing definition. The main economic activity in the Middle East is agriculture. Although only about 15% of the land is stable for farming, agriculture remains the region's most important economic activity with barley and rice are chief food. The most climate in the Middle East is Mediterranean. The Middle East is a region that spans southwestern Asia, Western Asia, and Northeast Africa. Although much of the Middle East region has a Mediterranean climate type classification with wet winters and dry summer. Family rules and names. Family rules. Family is the most important unit of their social system and define social relation. And the names. When introduced to someone, try to call them by their profession or academic title and their surname. Economy. Middle East economic range for being poor such as Gaza and Yemen. Overall, nation is Middle East are maintaining a positive rate of growth.
In conclusion, Middle East civilization is a very rich culture of knowledge, hundreds of collection of knowledge and accounts. It has become the urban center of trade and knowledge exchange populated by natural philosophers with a keen desire to build upon earlier insights. Middle East started from being poor country and because of their production and export, the region became wealthy. A quarter of world oil supplies, it holds between two-thirds and three-quarters of all known oil reserves. Although only about 15% of the land is suitable for farming, agriculture remains the region's most important economic activity. So, Middle East is the world's earliest civilization, and their contributions included codes of law, writing systems, mechanical inventions such as wheel, and development of science such as astronomy and mathematics. They are often ranked as one of the richest countries in the world, and they are known for oil production and export that made an impact in the entire region, and that made the Middle Eastern more important than ever. Also, there are some traditions that Middle East still follows, like their clothing. Both sexes still wear a dress. So, the style of costume throughout the Middle East has been remarkably constant for centuries. This is partly because it has evolved as one suited to the climate, serving as a protection against heat, dust, and blazing sunshine. When it comes to family, Middle East people is family oriented. Every member of the family has different obligations that must fulfill. So the father usually has the last word, and the Middle Eastern mother, in one respect, is always second to someone, to her husband when the children are young, and to one of her sons when he becomes a young man. And in spite of the great surge among Arabs towards schooling nowadays, women are still less educated than men. So, language and religion are basic elements of cultural identity in the Middle East. The people of the Middle East are differentiated by their religion. Most of the people in the Middle East practice Islam. They are referred to as Muslim. Islam is the dominant religion in all of the Middle Eastern states except Israel and Palestinian areas. So the major languages of the region, which corresponded to the three main ethnic groups, are Arabic, the most widely used language, Turkish, and the Persian or the Farsi, the language of the Iranian. So educated people throughout the Middle East frequently speak English or French as well. Entitlement in their country is important because of hierarchy nature of society. Therefore, acknowledging them by their title is vital. Middle East countries different from other countries when it comes to beliefs and way of living.